Hello Aquarius, welcome in. This is your reading and I am the Awakened Jenn. So today we're going to be using the Lightworkers Oracle and the Celestial Tarot. We will use those to do a quick little reading. We're just going to pull 3 cards. We're going to do a progression, past, present, future, just kind of see where we're at. We're going to get for our spiritual path, a message for our spiritual path, and then just kind of where we're at right now. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling, and as I'm shuffling, I'm going to set some intentions. And so my intention is that anyone who needs to hear this message will find it, and also that anyone who does find this message will find something in it that is meant for them. I want clear messages. I want to be able to speak very clearly, have the right words, the right metaphors, anything that is needed to help you fully understand the message that is coming through. Okay. We want only the messages that are for our highest good. And I haven't done these zodiac readings in a couple of months just because the holidays just got really crazy. We're going to try to get some done. Okay. Alright, so we're going to start with our oracle. Deep breath. Alright, what message does Aquarius need for their spiritual path right now? Aquarius spiritual path, okay. We got 2 cards came out. We've got heart transmission, unplug from mass consciousness. So that's your spiritual path message. And then we're going to pull 3 cards from the tarot to find out what is just kind of your current progression, where we're at, and where we're headed, and just course correction if it's needed. Okay? Okay. So 3 cards. Past, present, future. Past, present, future. Alright. We'll take that one. Got the Prince of Wands. Now I will have to look and see. I think that that is the page. Okay. Queen of Wands. Some fire energy going in. Okay. And the 9 of Swords. So we're going to start with the oracle. The heart transmission is on page 109. All right. Your heart is capable not only of giving and receiving love, but of connecting you to a great network of beings that resonate in the highest frequency of divine love. Through your heart, you can receive information and guidance from networks of light that fill our universe. As you learn to open your heart to receiving these transmissions, your ability to work with group consciousness in a loving way increases. Your ability to work with group consciousness. You shall affect humanity in a loving way, influencing the collective rather than allowing the lower frequencies of the collective to overwhelm you. Working with group energy is a leap on the spiritual path with risk, but also great reward in terms of empowerment to manifest your life mission. The risk is with group energy is mitigated when you approach it from the heart rather from the head, which is kind of hard for Aquarius. Aquarius is very, very here. The mind can argue one point of view, then immediately and convincingly argue its opposite. The heart, however, either feels something resonates or it doesn't. Whether or not there is logical explanation for it, the mind can be seduced by those who tell you they have great spiritual power, but this will instantly trigger intuitive warning bells in your heart, for those with genuine power do not need to convince you of it. The heart is the key to deciding where you offer your devotion. When you offer devotion to the group consciousness that loves you unconditionally, your heart feels safe, loved, and an inner knowing of the rightness of that group for you, whether that group exists on the earthly plane or in a spiritual dimension. For as long as it gives you life, broadens your horizons, nourishes your truths, and empowers you to live your destiny, that group is serving you. If you do not experience these positive effects, if you feel drained, confused, or that your issues are not resolving as you work with this group, listen carefully to your heart and question whether it is indeed the right place for you to be. It is important to also work with groups that you can serve. Although you may love your family, for example, they may not be the group for you that you can best serve. Perhaps those who are open, willing, and receptive to your spiritual gifts are outside of your family. That's typically the case. Perhaps your family can benefit spiritually from you in the role of mother or son or daughter, but not in the role of spiritual mentor. That's usually the case. On the other hand, some groups may want to feed off of you, but not learn to do for themselves. They may wish for you to give them the answers to their problems. They may not be willing to develop trust, courage, confidence, and empowerment that is required to take responsibility for their own relationship to the universe, which is needed so they can grow in soul wisdom through their life experiences. Your heart may guide you to withdraw your services from such people because you love them and you want them to grow. Your heart will guide you to operate differently with different people. You may be guided to explore hobbies or interests that lead you to the next group that your presence can assist. The heart will also guide you when it's time to move on. The transmission of the heart gives a truthful assessment of the interaction of your frequency with the frequency of a group. It is mutually raised. No, is it mutually raised? Then this is a spiritually constructive connection. Is it diminished? This will not be so helpful. The heart empowers you to know when to work with others, for how long, and in what way. Trust it. The more you do, the more groups you can bring great benefit to. The more groups which you can bring great benefit to you and to the planet can enter into your world. I have gratitude now for the heart transmission that guides me through universal love into group consciousness that can best serve the greatest good and my own divine destiny. I ask for protection, insight, clear knowing, and clear feeling to guide me through the many groups that I will love and work with spiritually this lifetime. May all my group involvements be constructive. May love, light, and power increase in me and upon the earth through all the group work, blessed by grace. May the unconditionally loving ones help all group endeavors attain spiritual success. Through my own free will and divine love, so be it. So I like that it pointed out that the work that you do in certain groups may be different. Like, you can't show up the same way into every single group that you're in, and that doesn't make you inauthentic. It's just the need is different for what your family needs from you and what your work, relationships need from you. It's different. The way that you show up. Like, I remember I used to watch Dr. Phil a lot, and he would make a statement very often that his wife did not want Dr. Phil in her home. She didn't need Dr. Phil. She wanted her husband, Philip. So just you have to know, what is actually needed of you, and, what is your purpose in that place. And you may have expired the purpose in some of those places, and that's, when it's time to move to the next group. All right. Now, it kept talking about group consciousness, and what fell out with it was unplug from mass consciousness. So let's see what that one says. Okay. All right. There is a belief system based on fear, doubt, distrust that is known as mass consciousness. It says it is safer to stay with the crowd, not to question what you have been taught. It says you cannot trust the divine to take care of your financial well-being or your emotional needs. It says that you should be afraid and not take risk. It says that if you dare to stand up and live your truth, you'll be lost and alone, humiliated, rejected, even destroyed. You're being guided to unplug from that system of beliefs. God, wake up. You are capable of more creative, loving, and soul-satisfying way of living. To access this, let go of the way that is too small for your soul. You are brave and aware enough to think outside of the square, beyond what society and your peers may consider normal. You are supposed to be questioning things right now. You are in transition from one way of thinking to another, opening up to a new world which you can trust enough to live in with peace and happiness because of the upgraded new beliefs that you are cultivating. No matter how others may resist or criticize your choices, perhaps your new ideas take you away from the world they feel comfortable in. Your higher guidance encourages you to keep opening your mind to more loving and higher reality. If you have been thinking along new lines and wonder if you are going crazy, your guidance tells you that you're doing a great job. You are not crazy. Trust yourself. You are thinking in new ways that do not belong in mass consciousness. It can seem scary at first, but once you realize the benefits gained from unplugging, you will enjoy the process much better. It will free you and empower you to live a life of your own choosing. Opportunities and connections can open up to you in ways that defy your old beliefs. Sometimes breaking from the accepted norm, doing things differently, and being considered weird to family, colleagues, and friends is a sign that you are breaking away from the consciousness of the masses, which is not compatible with your own higher frequency consciousness. You were born to bring a new vibration of awareness to this planet. You will find those who can benefit and even love you for this difference, and those who are challenged and fearful of you for it. Either way, you can love and approve of yourself. Nourish relationships that support and have compassionate detachment from those that do not, without compromising who you are in truth. So keep unplugging yourself, one layer, one thought, word, and deed at a time, from that state which the mass consciousness would have you buy into: more stuff, more fear, more competition, more doubt, and more suffering. You can challenge any thought you don't want to have. Free yourself. You have the power to change your world and the world we live in as a result, one liberating thought at a time. Of my own free will, I now ask for spiritual intervention and divine protection through the guidance that loves me unconditionally. I now request the thorough and complete removal of any entity, thought form, belief system, cord, attachment, or conditioning from my body, mind, and soul that does not resonate with this pure frequency of unconditional love. I ask for this process to happen with divine mercy, wisdom, and blessing. I call upon my own inner power and strength to listen for my truths and stand in the light of those truths at the perfect time and in the perfect way, with the loving and empowering assistance of my spiritual team. Through my divine grace and my own inner spiritual authority, so be it. May all beings be blessed by the divine love. May all beings be happy and free. Okay, so I caught the phrase in here, it will free you and empower you to live a life of your own choosing. And so I wanted to just kind of say that the whole purpose of what I am trying to do with all of this is about empowering others to take control of their life, to start really understanding that you do have choices, that you have more control than what you think. Everything isn't just happening to you. A lot of things are happening for you. And if you can just take a step back and kind of see, okay, here's what's been going on. Here's where I'm at right now. And if I keep on this path, this is where we end up. And so when you see, okay, this is the trajectory of where we are going, when you start seeing where this is where it's headed, this is your chance to course correct if that's not where you want to be. But if that's where you want to be, then you just keep going. But this is how you're getting to be ahead of it, where it doesn't feel like it's happening to you, where it feels like you're actually making the choices yourself. That was one part that I pulled from that. It's just, that really is what I am trying to do with this, is to help you create the life that you want by helping you see what's happening and see what's this is where we're headed before it happens to you, so that you can make different choices if you need to before it happens. So the other part that I got with those two cards coming out together, the one was talking about letting your heart kind of show you how to show up in the different groups, and which groups you actually need to be involved in. And then the other card was about unplugging from the group or the mass consciousness, not just taking on beliefs just because that's what everybody else told you to believe, but really understanding, what do you actually believe? What do you actually want? And following that, and not being afraid to stand out and be different. Okay, so moving on with the rest of the reading, we've got the Prince of Wands in the past, the Queen of Wands, where we're at right here, and the Nine of Swords in the future. So let's see. All right, so the Prince of Wands is actually lines up with the Knight. In this deck, princesses are pages, princes are knights. So it actually lines up with the Knight. Princes of the Celestial Tarot embody the qualities of mutability, changeability, movement, and action. The Prince of Wands is mutable fire, the exuberant and inspirational sign of Sagittarius, representing the urge to act on principles to quest for meaning and to pursue wisdom. A youthful figure appears with vision and foresight, seeing the stairway to life's adventures ahead. Travel, learning, physical training, and spiritual experiences are all embodied in the youthful spirits of both the individual who has drawn the card and someone in their immediate environment. The spirit of the centaur, however, cautions this youthful spirit not to be reckless and thoughtless in initiating this journey. Okay, so this is a very, wands are very passionate, fiery energy. And it's saying that this one kind of matches up with the Sagittarian energy, which is to act on principles, the quest for meaning, and pursue wisdom. All right, I'm sorry about that. All right, let's see. Travel, learning, physical training, spiritual experiences are all embodied. And with just the caution of not being too reckless, or, to think it out before you think, before you speak, have a plan before you take the action. All right. But in the past, there was this energy of just excitement over, what was coming, what, you were excited to learn and to see what was out there. So where you're at right now is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, queens are sovereigns of the fixed signs, commanding power and influence over the realm. The Queen of Wands is monarch of Leo, the regal sphere of the heart. On a personal level, the Queen is loyal and loving, displaying confidence, generosity, and warmth. On a collective level, she represents the prophetic and intuitive creatics who inspire others to actualize their potential. Characteristic of a passionate and creative woman, the Queen of Wands embodies the strength and passion needed to sustain the fires of the heart. Symbolic of a mature feminine approach, the card stresses the need to maintain the heart's desires through loyalty, fidelity, and inner conviction. So we've matured from the Prince energy into, then the Queen energy is more stable. And it's displaying confidence, generosity, and warmth. Strength and passion. Okay, so where are we headed? Headed to the Nine of Swords. Okay. As the smaller of the two dogs, Canis Minor rises first. While the Greeks did not name this star group, the Arabs linked the constellations together in their legends of two sisters, one who eloped, abandoning the other, a motif consistent with Uranus, the archetype of separation, and Gemini, the sibling. A split has occurred. Uranus is symbolic of awakening. Therefore, the card suggests an alternate vantage point to feeling disconnected. Duality and separateness constellate anxiety, even panic. However, the appearance of the lesser dog serves as the guide to healing the feelings of isolation and injury. All right, so this was the Nine of Swords. All right, so this deck is very new to me, so I still have not fully connected with it. I'm going to pull these exact same cards from my Light Seers Tarot and see if I can get more clear on what's actually saying here. So give me just a minute. I am very, very, very sorry. All right. So we've got the Knight of Wands. And then the Nine of Swords. Here we go. All right, now I can see it better. All right. Okay. So, yeah, I can see it way better. We've got, sitting in the past was the Knight of Wands. So there's, you know, excitement, passionate energy. You can kind of see it. This is where I'm saying, like, I missed the story. I couldn't see the story from how different these images are. So you can see there's a lot of fiery passion going on with this one. And then with this one, where we're sitting right now, she's just full of her creative energy. She's just fully inspired, ready to go, let it all out. So that's where we're sitting right now. But yet, when we're looking into our future position, we've got the Nine of Swords, which that's not a very happy place. As, you know, the energy changed a whole lot between here to here. And now she's all in her head. She's clearly, you know, concerned about something has got her just nearly devastated, it looks like. So let's see. The Nine of Swords. Alright, Nine of Swords. We've got nightmares, worry, feelings of depression or anxiety, insomnia, an opportunity to find courage, a time to focus on safety and the things that are going well in your life. I see my fears as the illusions they are. What's keeping you up at night? This card suggests a time in your life when negative thoughts are gaining momentum, and when you may find yourself expending too much energy worrying about the future. Perception is everything, so don't allow negative self-talk to trip you up. If a pessimistic mindset spirals wildly out of control, it can lead to anxiety, stress, and depression, even when your thoughts carry no truth. Are you imagining the worst instead of activating the best? Flip your perspective and send nurturing, loving thoughts to your situation to overcome any disturbing thoughts. Look to the light in your situation and notice that even the tiniest window of brightness can keep fear at bay. Use your light to expose the illusions and allow worries to dissipate and soften as your bad dreams are illuminated for what they really are. All right, so this kind of, again, shows what I was talking about being able to kind of see the path and make a course correction. So you see, so far, things have been kind of going good. This was a good place to be. But now then we're seeing, oh, okay, something is happening between here to here that's leading us where we don't really want to be. So because we can see it right now before it happens, we have the opportunity to ask the question, what can we do to prevent this from happening? What do we need to do to keep that from happening? All right. So, I'll pull a couple of cards. What can we do to help prevent us getting to that place? Okay. Got the Five of Cups. And what is this one? The Empress. We'll pull one more. Okay. The Ace of Swords. Alright. So the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is grieving, disillusion, disappointment, betrayal, bitterness, wallowing, self-pity can signify a broken heart. My tender heart helps me navigate towards my bright future. So something's going to happen that's going to cause you, and this did come out in it came out in reverse. Hold up. Not letting go of past trauma. Crying over spilled milk. Rooted deeply in shadow work without healing and letting go. Old stories that become part of you. Callousness, becoming jaded. Okay, now that's making sense. Okay, so you're holding yourself back. You're preventing yourself from being able to move forward because you're not letting go. Like when I see this upright, she is in the process of letting go right here. You can see she's got this cup and she is the one that's kind of spilling it down into this. She still has this cup over here, but you can tell she's just really focusing on everything that she's lost and not even paying attention to that. But when it comes out in reverse, that means you're kind of resisting the letting it go. We've got the Empress, the Divine Feminine, prolific creativity, fertility, motherhood, unity, the Goddess, sensuality, nurturing, abundance, empathy, unconditional love, unification of mind, body, and spirit. I am ready to give birth to my abundantly rich future. So kind of just stepping into this energy of confidence and just knowing what you want and going after it. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which is new ideas, clarity, an aha moment, truth revealed, awareness, and heightened states of consciousness. Memory or thought, communication, victory, success, triumph, a stroke of genius. I experience brilliant moments of clarity. So clarity is going to come through. Remember, my question was, how do we prevent getting to this place? And so to get there, we've got to release and let go of the old stories that keep holding us back from believing that we really can be and have the life that, we really want. And sitting long enough with ourselves to allow the clarity to finally come in. All right, we're going to stop there, and I appreciate your extra patience with me as I had to kind of redo some of that to get to the actual reading, but I just knew I wasn't pulling anything from the images of these cards, so I'm going to need to work with those a little bit more before I try to do anything else with it, but we got there. All right, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.